Hi students, welcome to Sunil's tutorial. I'm Sunil Mitwani and today we'll be doing this chapter called as Foreign Exchange Arithmetics. Let's continue with swap points. Spot US dollar, Canadian dollar is 1.0985, 1.0995. Canadian dollar deposit rate is 4.75% per annum. US dollar deposit rate is 4.00% per annum. 3 months swap points is 1427. Calculate lending interest rate. Right? Now, let's start this. They've given you 1427. Let's first look at the swap points. They've given you 1427. You have in ascending order, that means these are going to be positive swap points. If the swap points are in ascending order, that means they are going to be positive swap points. If they are in descending order, instead of 1427, had this been 2714, then there would have been negative swap points. Now observe carefully, how do I get it? Spot USD Canadian dollars is 1.0985, 1.0995. Since I already told you that these are positive swap points, so positive swap points are 1427, right? Since positive swap points are 1427, these are 3 months swap points. So 3 months forward rate is going to be 9990, 1.0999, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 10, 12, 0, 1, 1.1022. Right? So now I know my 3 months forward rate. Once I know my 3 months forward rate, then I can use my rate of interest. I can use my formula of forward. Forward is nothing but spot into 1 plus rate of interest of variable currency upon 100 into n by 12 upon 1 plus rate of interest of base currency upon 100 into n by 12. Now the question is, what do I need to find out? Bid or ask? Suppose let's assume I'm finding out forward bid. So that means this will be spot bid. Now when I'm doing bid, I will be taking the deposit rate of variable currency and the lending rate of base currency. When I'm doing bid, I will take the deposit rate of the variable currency and I will take the lending rate of base currency. So in this case, forward bid is 1.0999, is spot bid 1.0985, 1 plus deposit rate of variable currency USD Canadian dollar. Canadian dollar is my variable currency. Rate of interest, the deposit rate of Canadian dollar is 4.75 upon 100. This is 3 months forward, so into 3 by 12 upon 1 plus base currency is US dollar and I need lending rate. Now lending rate is not given to me, so I'll leave that as it is, upon 100 into 3 by 12, cross multiply, so this will come here 1 plus RB upon 400. How did I get this? 3 ones are 4s are, so 400. I brought this up here. Is 1.0985, 1 plus 4.75 upon 400 divided by 1.0999. Don't do the division. When you're doing foreign exchange, make sure that you do your calculation at the end. So you will have 400 plus RB upon 400 LCM is 1.0985 this is going to be 400 plus 4.75 upon 400 upon 1.0999, right? This can be written as, if I solve this is going to be 400 plus RB upon 400 is 1.0985, 404.75, 1.0999. This 400 is going to come in the denominator. So 400 comes in the denominator. This 400 and 400 gets cancelled. So you will get rate of interest in base currency is 1.0985 into 404.75 upon 1.0999 minus, plus 400 goes on the other side, minus 400. Now when you solve this, you will get this as RB, rate of interest in base currency, is 4.23%. So my lending rate of interest in base currency is 4.23%. Now the same thing I need to find out. I have done bid. Let's do ask. Forward rate is spot rate 1 plus rate of interest in variable currency upon 100 into n by 12 upon 1 plus rate of interest in base currency upon 100 into n by 12. Now I'm going to be taking ask. Forward ask is equal to spot ask. Now when I'm doing ask, I will have to take lending rate of variable currency and deposit rate of base currency. When I'm doing ask, I'll have to take lending rate of variable currency and deposit rate of base currency. Now forward ask is going to be 1.1022. Spot ask is 1.0995. 1 plus lending rate in variable currency. Variable currency is Canadian dollars. Here you do not have the lending rate. So RV upon 100, this is 3 months forward upon 1 plus rate of interest deposit rate in base currency. Base currency is US dollars. Deposit rate in base currency is 4 upon 100 into 3 by 12. Right? So in that case, this is going to be 1.1022 is 1.0995. 3 ones are 3 fours are. So 1 plus RV upon 400 upon 1 plus 4 upon 400. Right? So in this case, this is going to be equal to 1.1022 is equal to 1.0995. 1 plus 1. Here I can take LCM, so this will be 400 plus RV upon 400 divided by, this is going to be 400 plus 4 upon 400. Right? Common denominator 400 gets cancelled. 400 in the denominator and both the denominators get cancelled. So this will be 1.1022 is 1.0995. 400 plus RV upon 404. Now cross multiply. This is 1.1022 into 404 upon 1.0995 is 400 plus RV. Therefore I could say that 1.1022 into 404 upon 1.0995 minus 400 will give you RV. So in which case you will get this answer as 4.99. RV is 4.99%. So the lending rate in variable currency is 4.99%. Fine, do we get this clear? That's how you find out the lending rate in base currency and variable currency, and that's how you use swap points. Let's see another sum like this, guys. Spot sterling pounds Australian dollars is 2.2950, 2.2960. Australian dollars lending rate is 2.25% per annum. Sterling pounds lending rate is 3.5% per annum. 6 months swap is 169,113. Right? Find deposit rate. Okay. Now, first thing that we notice here is that the swap points are given to you in descending order. Since the swap points are given to you in descending order, that means these are discount. These are negative swap points. I explained this to you in the previous sum. If the swap points are in ascending order, that means they are positive swap points. They are premium swap points. If the swap points are in descending order, they are negative swap points. They are discount swap points. So let's find out the forward rate first. Spot sterling pounds Australian dollar is 2.2950, 2.2960. Negative swap. Do you understand why I take negative? Because the swap points are given to you in descending order. 169 and 113. So I'll get 6 months forward. 6 months forward will be nothing but 2.2781 and 2.2847. Right? Once I have the 6 months forward, then I can use my forward formula. Forward rate is spot rate 1 plus rate of interest in variable currency upon 100 into n by 12 upon 1 plus rate of interest in base currency upon 100 into n by 12. Now the question is, what rate am I finding out? Am I finding out bid or ask? If I take bid, then I have to take deposit rate of variable currency and lending rate of base currency. Now forward bid is 2.2781. Spot bid is 2.2950. 1 plus deposit rate of variable currency. Here your variable currency is Australian dollar. They haven't given you the rate of interest upon 100 into n by 12. 6 by 12 upon 1 plus rate of interest in base currency. Sterling pounds is your base currency. Lending rate of base currency is 3.5 upon 100 into 6 by 12. Right? Ones are, twos are. So this is 2.2781 is 2.2950. 1 plus RV upon 200 upon 1 plus 3.5 upon 200. Right? This is 2.2781 is 2.2950. 200 plus RV upon 200 upon 200 plus 3.5 upon 200. 200 in the denominator here and here gets cancelled. So now cross multiply, this will be 2.2781. 200 plus 3.5, 203.5 divided by 2.2950 minus this plus 200 goes on the other side, minus 200 will give you RV. So my rate of interest in variable currency is going to be 2. RV is going to be 2. So my deposit rate in variable currency, that is Australian dollars, is going to be 2% per annum. Fine. Next, let's consider, we did bid, now let's do ask. Right? Forward ask is spot ask 1 plus rate of interest in variable currency upon 100 into n by 12. Now since I'm doing ask, I'll have to take lending rate in variable currency, and this is 1 plus rate of interest in base currency upon 100 into n by 12. I'll have to take deposit rate in base currency. Right? Forward ask is given to you as 2.2847. Spot ask is 2.2960. 1 plus lending rate in variable currency. Variable currency is Australian dollar. Lending rate is 2.25 upon 100. This is 6 months forward, so into 6 by 12 upon 1 plus rate of interest in base currency. Base currency is sterling pounds. Deposit rate in sterling pounds is not given to you. Upon 100 into 6 by 12. Right? Cross multiply. So you will get 1 plus RB upon 200 is 2.2960. 1 plus 2.25 upon 200, 6 divided by 12 upon 2.2847. So in that case, this can be written as 200 plus RB upon 200 is 2.2960 into 200 plus 2.25 upon 200 into 2.2847. I'm taking that 2.2847 as my common denominator. So 200 and 200 gets cancelled. So in which case you will get rate of interest in base currency is 2.2960 into 200 and 2.25 divided by 2.2847 minus 200. So you will get your rate of interest in base currency as 3.25%. Right? So do we understand how do we use swap points? Right? Can you just write a little theory about swap points down? Can you quickly please write a little theory about swap points? Please quickly write theory about swap points. Right, the question is, state the features of forward rates. State the features of forward rates. Right, when forward rates are quoted by bank, point number 1, when forward rates are quoted by bank to their customers, when forward rates are quoted by banks to their customers, the premium or discount for forward maturity, the premium or discount for forward maturity is included when quoting the final rate, to the customer. The exchange margin is also factored in. The exchange margin is also factored in. Such a rate is called as outright forward rate. Such a rate is called as outright forward rate. Such a rate is called as outright forward rate. Second point, when forward rates are quoted by banks, when forward rates are quoted by banks to other banks, in the interbank market, a schedule of forward margins is provided along with the spot quotation. A schedule of forward margins is provided along with spot quotations. Fine, do we get this thing clear? Next, can you just write down what are the rules regarding forward dates?
The rules regarding?
Regarding forward dates. Right, forward margins are presented. Take down the first rule. Forward margins are presented. Forward margins are presented in terms of standard maturities. Forward margins presented in terms of standard maturities. In bracket write 1, 2, 3, 6 months. And close the bracket. Assume 1 month to be 30 days. Assume 1 month to be 30 days and 1 year to be 360 days. Assume 1 month to be 30 days and 1 year to be 360 days. Continue please. And when forward margins are presented in terms of calendar months, when forward margins are presented in terms of calendar months, when forward margins are presented in terms of calendar months, then 1 year is 365 days. Then 1 year is 365 days. Then 1 year is 365 days. Second point, forward maturity is always calculated. Forward maturity is always calculated in relation to the spot date. If, next point, if a conventionally calculated maturity date falls on a holiday, if a conventionally calculated maturity date falls on a holiday at either of the locations, at either of the locations, then the next working day is treated as maturity date. Then the next working date is treated as maturity date. The next point, the conventionally calculated forward date, in terms of months must tally with the number of calendar months. There can be no overlapping. In terms of calendar months. Now what does this point mean? Let's assume that 28th Feb is my maturity date, forward contract maturity date. Let us assume that 28th Feb is a holiday either in India or in some foreign country with which I am making a forward contract. That means in that case I cannot push the contract to March. Generally, the first rule says that if there is a holiday, then the contract is pushed to the next working day. But if it is at the end of the month, then it is pushed to the previous working day in both the countries. So I cannot push my maturity date to the next month if it is the last working day of the month. Last point. If conventionally calculated forward dates does not exist in a particular month, then the last working date of that month is considered as maturity date. Meaning, say, let's assume I make a 1 month forward contract on 30th Jan. Now, a 1 month forward contract on 30th Jan would be due on 30th Feb, but we don't have 30th Feb, so the last working day of Feb, that's 28th Feb, would be the maturity date of the contract in that case, right? Okay, those were the rules regarding forward dates. We'll stop this here for the day. Thank you very much.